Mystical Refpanel is a fundamentally broken card. That's right, I'm not gonna beat around the bush, not gonna drown all of you with a bunch of hem and haw, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This card needs rewritten. For anyone that has any experience with judging or understanding the rulings of the many cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, you will understand the absolute nightmare that is Mystical Refpanel. This card has seen so much banter and so much debate because of its ambiguity and vagueness of what it applies to. For those folks that aren't familiar with the card or have long forgotten it, hold up, cause I got you. Mystical Refpanel is a normal trap card that was released in Duelist Revolution with the effect of activate only when a spell card that targets one player is activated. The effect of that spell card is applied to the other player instead. Now the problem that I and most others have is that this seems pretty straightforward. Effects that would happen from other players' spells are applied to the opponent. So that means quite simply that if my opponent activates Raigeki, a card that reads destroy all monsters your opponent controls, it'll just blow up my opponent's field instead. Well, no, thanks for playing, try again next time, you illiterate swine, because that's totally not how the card works. You might be thinking, Gage, the fuck are you talking about? This card 100% checks out for the card. It says right here that it targets the opponent, and then there's the effect right here. Why you always lying?
Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop your fucking lying.
And this is where you would be unfortunately steered in the wrong direction, sir. Or ma'am, I don't discriminate. I can read your mind right now. All of those cards you've been thinking how great they would be to counter with Refpanel, Raigeki, Melody of the Awakening Dragon, Lullaby of Obedience. How could you have been so blind? I mean, this card from so long ago, by Ra, well, it could possibly be the most absurd thing that's playable right now. How come nobody is buying this by the dozens? This is where the potential of the card rests, and this is unfortunately where it stays, only as what the card could be, and not at all what it is. Mystical Refpanel's wording is so misleading that it hurts. Like, no lie, man, it's actually like a blue ball type feeling. It really sucks. All of those examples you think would work just don't. And the really unfortunate thing is that I, nor anyone else, actually has a legitimate reasoning for it. That's right, the only explanation that myself and numerous judges could give was BKSS, because Konami said so. Don't believe me? Well, let's consult another well-known Yu-Gi-Tuber to set the scene for kind of what's
going on, guys? It's Simo. So yeah, Gage and I were at Nats, and we approached the judge asking this question about Refpanel, and it was really interesting how it kind of played out. So we didn't have the copies of the cards with us, funny enough, so we actually just pulled them up on our phones just to show him the card text. And he took a moment, he started looking everything up, and basically the definitive ruling he gave us is when Konami back in the day was making definitive rulings for the game, they basically said that Mystical Refpanel is supposed to be used for one of 5 different types of effects. And the thing about it is that Mystical Refpanel is apparently a very poorly worded card in its design, and Konami, I guess, intended for the card to work only in one of the 5 ways listed that he showed us, and I'm sure Gage will go ahead and put that in the video as well. And as a result of this, basically comes down to Konami made a really shitty card design, and then they overruled it with a ruling that basically says you can only use it one of these 5 ways, and if not, it doesn't work, but if it's in this list, it does. So that's pretty much what it boils down to, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Not to make this game any more complicated than it already is.
That's right. The only reasoning that the head judge of the Nationals 2016 event could give us was essentially that wretched acronym. As me and Alex stood at the judge's Q&A table, the only thing that man in the red judge shirt could offer was the turning of his laptop to display the Konami rulebook page with the very slim outlines of what Mystical Refpanel actually works with. Mystical Refpanel can be chained to the cards that do the following: increase one player's life points, inflict direct damage to one player's life points, allow one player to draw a cards from the top of their deck to their hand, cause one player to discard from their hand, or modify the actions one player can take, such as Mesbrick Control. If you compare this to the original text of Mystical Refpanel, it still makes no sense. I guess if, and only if, a spell card that targets one player that applies the effect of increasing one player's life points, inflicting damage to one player's life points, allowing one player to draw one or multiple cards from his or her deck, discarding a card from a player's hand, or modifying the action one player takes, or whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, apply the effect to the opposite player. Just doesn't have quite the same ring to it. But it's literally inexcusable to have a card that has so much potential be so severely misleading. What we have on our hands is a card that could be meta-defining in all formats, but it's only a card that has a very niche and gimmicky use, and that's all it'll ever unfortunately be, because Konami said so. And I, and many others in turn, will say that that is utter bullshit. Hashtag fix Refpanel 2016. I just want to take a moment to thank all of you guys for watching the video, and also personally thank GalacticGod for allowing me to upload on his channel today. If you guys want to see more content from me, my name is Nyhmnim, and I'll be down in the description below. You can find a lot of videos like this sort, kind of in-depth discussions or rants or what have you. Be sure to check it out, guys. I got a lot to offer for you. But if you guys liked the video, be sure to leave it a like, and also just leave it a like for GalacticGod allowing me to upload on his channel. Such a great opportunity. Thank you so much, GalacticGod. And, you know, I'll catch you guys in the next video.